Good morning. I'm almost back to feeling better since I've been sick with diverticulitis. It happened right around the 2nd of July, 1st of July. So now we're in 17th, 18th of July, and I have been completely sidelined from life for the whole time. I tried to self-medicate myself with clear liquid diet, and it ended up that all I did was put myself a week behind the 8 ball and in a whole lot more pain. So I'm on week 2 of my antibiotics, finishing those up on Thursday, and I already finished up the one really heavy hitter medicine, Flagyl. I finished the last dose last night. Thank you, Lord, for being done with that medicine, because that's a tough one. I ended up with a case of thrush from a yeast overgrowth from the antibiotics and the antiparasitics, knocking so much stuff out of my system. But I've been having a little bit of yogurt from time to time, and trying to do what's right with my eating for the whole gut situation. It's caused me to lose a little bit of weight, and I've noticed a little bit coming off the tummy area, but most of it has been coming off of the button legs, which is just so completely unnecessary. I really didn't have anything to lose there, and the skin just is hanging in wrinkles. It's blah. Anyway, I realize that my head is just so messed up with the whole weight loss thing, because even in this clear liquid diet, I'm way under what a person should be eating for the day, but I still find myself worrying about how much I'm eating. And I wonder, is it ever going to end that I'm going to be able to eat a food without immediately thinking of its caloric value? Will I ever be satisfied with how I look physically? Why am I so traumatized by how I look? As a person who's had 6 kids and who at this point does not want to do the tummy tuck, I struggle with belly fat. But, I realized during this episode, because of how much actually came off the belly, that in the case of a serious health crisis, that reserve of fat is really important, apparently. So, although, thin people get sick too, but, my mother, when my mom died of cancer, my mom died of chemotherapy, more likely. That's kind of what we all thought. But my sister is very thin, and my sister came to visit her right before she died, and my mom had always been really heavy, and she had gotten very thin. She actually, before she died, she looked an awful lot like me in body shape, real skeletal arms and legs, and still soft, flabby belly, no butt, that exact same body composition as I have right now. And she said to my sister, "Boy, if you ever get this, it's gonna just burn you up because you don't have any fat to lose." And it's true. It's true that there is a reason for having a reserve. I believe that the body protects, especially the mama bears, from anyway. So I'm nowhere near exercising. My husband and I took a 3-walk block up and back, so 6 blocks altogether yesterday, just because I needed to get out of the house. It's the middle of summer. It's so hot, and sometimes, I'm walking around the house in a jacket, a heavy sweater, and still cold, still sitting on my hands to keep my hands cold, or going in the bedroom and wrapping up in blankets, or putting a heating pad just between my thighs to warm up my blood. It warms up that femoral artery and gets your blood warm. Sometimes I just go sit out on the porch just to get warm, and when I go into stores and stuff like that, or here in the house, I just freeze. But there's 5 people in this family, and I can't have them, you know, drip and sweat. You know, they need to be comfortable too. So it's easier to put on clothes than it is to try to, you know, have everybody else just have to sweat it out and not be able to sleep. So it's difficult this time of year because I'm so cold all the time. I don't know how to get back to eating. So far, what I've had is sugar-free popsicles have been okay. Tea, decaffeinated tea, I'm completely off the coffee thing again. Haven't had coffee in a couple weeks. But tea, decaffeinated tea with stevia has been okay. Chicken broth is okay if I get the right kind. If it's greasy, then it's not okay by any stretch of the imagination. Some foods are causing a lot of gas, and I think it might be the yogurt. I'm not sure. I had a banana yesterday, and that seemed to be, okay. What else? Egg beaters are okay. Just plain egg beaters, salt and pepper. Pudding has been okay. Jell-O is repulsive, but that was okay. So at the low point of eating, I was like at 230 calories. Now I'm up to around 700 in a day. And I don't know where to go from here because I haven't had meat in so long, and anything that slows my digestion could cause this to happen again. And I'm so fearful of having this happen again. So I guess I'm going to meet with my doctor and talk with him about it and figure out where to go from here, because obviously, you know, I have to eat at some point. I'm wondering if bread is a problem for me, grains. I don't know. You know, the weird thing about diverticulitis is the cure for it is the antibiotic. Well, there is no cure, but to put it in remission again is the antibiotics and the critter bugs, you know, anti-parasitic agents. And that'll heal things up, and the liquid diet. And then they say go to a low residue diet. And what is low residue? Low residue is anything that doesn't cause you to really have any kind of solid stool at all. Oh, I hate talking about this. So fiber's out, protein is out for the most part, unless it's very digestible, like eggs. But then eventually they say that they want you to be on a higher fiber diet for diverticulitis to make sure that you don't end up constipated. So it's like a tightrope. When does that kick in? And, you know, how do you transition? Eating for me has become like a feeling like walking through a minefield. You know, there's so many things that I see. There's so many things that I'm feeding my family that I want so bad. And it's not just the stomach thing, because I can stomach just about anything. But I'm holding myself back constantly, and it's causing me to be that hangry, hungry, angry feeling. So that's me today.